On May 24, 1888, a young Filipino named Dr. Jose Rizal arrived in England. His first stop was at the Adelphi Hotel, a busy district in Liverpool, where he settled for the night. The very next day, he went deeper into the city, ready to begin an important chapter of his life. At first, Rizal was like any traveler in a new land. He walked through London's streets, amazed at the tall buildings, the busy carriages, and the English people speaking a language he wanted to master. He was determined not just to explore, but to learn. You see, Rizal came to London for three main reasons. The first was simple, to improve his English language skill. He wanted to read and write more fluently, to communicate better with the world beyond Spain and the Philippines. But the second reason, that was far more important. Rizal had discovered an old history book written in 1609 by a Spanish official named Antonio de Morga. The book, Sucesos de las Islas Filipinas, Events of the Philippine Islands, was one of the earliest records about the Philippines. Now, most Spaniards had written about Filipinos in ways that were unfair, making them seem uncivilized. But de Morga's book told a different story. It showed that long before Spain arrived, Filipinos already had their own culture, their own skills, and their own dignity. Rizal's mission in London was clear: to study and annotate Antonio de Morga's Sucesos de las Islas Filipinas at the British Museum, to add his own notes and explanations, so that Filipinos could see the truth about their past and take pride in their heritage. Day after day, Rizal worked quietly in the British Museum, surrounded by shelves of books and ancient manuscripts. Imagine him there, seated at a wooden desk, carefully writing his observations in Spanish. With every note he added, he was giving voice to his people, correcting false stories, and showing the world that the Philippines had a history worth honoring. The third reason is to establish a safe base for his political activism against Spanish tyranny. But Rizal's life in London was not all work. He also made friends with scholars and English families, improving his language skills. He read newspapers, studied European life, and walked along the River Thames, always observing, always learning. Still, in his heart, he never forgot why he was there. His stay in London was more than a personal journey. It was part of a greater fight for freedom. Through his pen, Rizal was arming his countrymen, not with weapons, but with knowledge, truth, and pride. So, when we remember Rizal in London, let us picture him not just as a traveler in a foreign city, but as a man on a mission. In the quiet corners of the museum, in the calm of his study, he was preparing a gift for the Filipino people, a reminder that their history, their culture, and their dignity were never lost. And that is the story of Jose Rizal's stay in London, beginning at the Adelphi Hotel in Liverpool on May 24, 1888, and continuing into history as one of his most important works.